It's week 3 of the NFL, and we'll play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Commanders and the Bengals on Monday Night Prime Time.
Now from the banks of the Ohio River, we welcome you to Paycor Stadium in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Good to be in the booth with my partner Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league, and we got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations. The game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly where the ball's going, and they're just going to say, I dare you to stop them. These
just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Bengals offense comes out led by their quarterback, Joe Burrow. Can they keep him healthy? Because when he's good, he's so good. Won the Heisman during his days at LSU. Took this team to the Super Bowl. Now, Greg, year 5 for Burrow with the Bengals.
If there was one thing that was clear right off the jump from our meeting last week, Mike, it was the fact that he shouldered almost all of the blame for last week's loss on himself. Remember what he called his 2 interceptions? He said those are inexcusable. But when you go back and really study the tape, not everything was his fault. Protection at times, spotty. The separation downfield of some of his playmakers, very inconsistent. And truthfully, I didn't love all of the play calls. They're going to have...
Oh, intercepted on the second play of the game. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
The Commanders come out with the man they hope leads them into their new era. Jaden Daniels, the number 2 overall pick in this past draft from LSU. Greg, this is the man who won the Heisman Trophy with the Tigers in Baton Rouge a year ago.
It's always so hard as a player, Mike. You leave a game, you have a big performance, you feel like you really did your job, but it comes in a losing effort. And while you're proud of that effort, there's this sour taste in your mouth going into practice the next week, knowing that it wasn't good enough. That's what he's facing here today. He had a great game last week in a loss. Can he find a way to lead his team and have an equally good game, continue to play at that high level that we've seen him play at, but this time do it in a victory? That's what they're focusing on. That's been the emphasis all week long. We're going to get a shot to see how it plays out here today.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Trey Hendrickson, Mike, comes away with the sack, and just think, last year, coming off a career best, 17 and a half sacks. He gets another one here as he tries to build off last year's monster season.
Open man, left side, he's got it. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
The man in motion is Zacchaeus. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Again, it'll be Eckler. This defense back up, but stepping up. No gain on the play. It stays at the 3. Third and goal. It's Daniel. And he's not going to get away. They'll stop him back at the 3.
His defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them early in this game. That's already 2 sacks allowed. You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
This is Turner. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to get going with their second possession. They had the interception on that opening drive. It only led to a field goal, so 3-0 as the offense comes back out 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. This one taken in by Renfro. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Burrow. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think it would be a bit of an understatement, Mike, to say that this offense has come out today a bit flat. They haven't picked up a single 1st down through the first 2 drives, and barring a really aggressive decision here, they'll have to wait to their 3rd series to see if they can make it happen.
And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Commanders' offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They had the field goal on the opening drive to take the early lead, see if they can improve on it here. 3-0 is our score, and it's 1st and 10. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. That's to the rookie's 2nd-round pick, Ben Sinnott. Call it a gain of 13. Good for a Commanders 1st down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Ben Sinnott was the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll go play action here with Daniels. That's taken in. It's Austin Eckler. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. Finding space at the 40. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
2 first downs, and they're at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they give it to Eckler. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
The coverage too good downfield. They'll wind up taking him down.
I could go on and on about the offensive line breakdowns with this pass protection, and it's been flat out brutal. But let's give some credit to the other side of the ball. They came in not only motivated to make a statement, but with a great game plan, and so far they've executed it to a T.
On fourth down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tress Way to punt. Hunter Renfrow deep to return. That's fielded at about the 18. Oh, hello! He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Burrow. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing is Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Every time a quarterback is sacked, everyone kind of looks around at the offensive lineman like, oh, come on, guys, pick it up. I don't think this was on the O-line at all. I think the quarterback is holding on to the ball too long. You know what they say, Mike? Sacks, those are quarterback stats.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Commanders' offense about ready to take over once more. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. They'll run to begin the drive with Eckler. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9, just a yard short of that 1st down. 2nd and a yard. Daniels going to keep this himself. A terrific run there, all the way down to the 30-yard line.
I think this is something we're going to continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're going to make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the 1st down.
We'll give it to Eckler on the option. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
Nice run there by Eckler, and he continues to be a productive back here in his 8th season in the NFL, and it's one of the main reasons why the Commanders targeted him back in March.
Whoa! And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. He'll try and run right on the option. Good blocking, and he's in. Austin Eckler. Touchdown, Washington. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. This is Turner. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. He'll get this out to his running back. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. 2nd and 11. Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. 11 yards on the connection there. And the Bengals going to have a 1st down. A carry here for Brown. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere. Now Brown. And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. Here's 3rd and 7. Gesicki, the man in motion. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Watch the pursuit by this defensive end. The quarterback tries to escape the pocket, but he just keeps on chasing him, and he closes that ground in a hurry and brings him down for a big sack.
Here's Matt Ariza now, as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. The Commanders' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early. And they'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He's going to air this one out, looking for Dotson. And he will take this one in. 85 yards. Touchdown, Washington. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
No problem there on the extra point. And the Commanders move further out in front. It is now 17-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is Turner. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. To throw is Burrow. Catch left side is made by Higgins. So we've played one quarter here on a Monday night. It's the Commanders with the early lead. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now, Burrow. He'll get that to all his tight end.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down. Evans. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
And they are finally going to get him down at the Bengals' 16-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. A throw on the move is caught. And the Bengals are going to be set up. 1st and goal coming up. They'll mark them down at the 6-yard line. Burrow to throw. This one caught at the 4. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Commanders' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, try to add to it. It begins with 1st down. They'll throw with Daniels. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And he'll have a 1st down as he gets this up close to the 40-yard line.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that 1st down himself.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. He'll get that to Zacchaeus. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Running right up the gut, it's Eckler. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On play action, Daniels. That's into the hands of Zacchaeus. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up 1st downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up. Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Off the play fake, here's Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
They run. Eckler. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Dotson, the man in motion. Again, it's Eckler. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. Taking off, and he gets to the outside and takes it in. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Commanders. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is Turner. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow to the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now, Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Burrow now to throw on first down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. They bring Chase in motion. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a first down. Gesicki, the man in motion. On first down, Burrow. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
It's just so hard to get anything going when you're just not confident running your own system, and all these early sacks. Yes, they kill drives, but think what it does to the quarterback. The quarterback just can't be confident operating out of the pocket. There's no rhythm, there's no timing, and everything you planned on doing today coming in is out the window.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Austin Eckler and the rest of the Commanders' offense back out onto the field. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And he'll get this up past the 30-yard line. Here now, 3rd and 5. Throwing now, Daniels. He'll try to run for it. A gain there of 21. First down, Washington. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To throw is Daniels. The open receiver is Dotson. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. A pickup there of 28 yards. Daniels now on 1st down. That's to the right side and incomplete. Jahan Dotson was the intended receiver there, and that will lead to a 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
He'll try and get there on the... And he's into the end zone. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Washington. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. To throw is Burrow. That's to the 3rd-round pick. It's Jermaine Burton. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now he takes off.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
A first down throw for Burrow. That's to the right side for Burton. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bengals cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we have hit halftime here on a Monday night as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. As mentioned, this is the EA Sports halftime report. Time to take a look around the NFL and find out what's going on this fine Sunday. We'll start our tour in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Chuba Hubbard, tough to stop there, over 200 yards on the ground with a touchdown run as well. From there, we're off to check out another game, and you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. It was Austin Eckler who was the star of that first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far. But there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. This one taken at the 7. And And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here comes the number 2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels, with the rest of the Commanders' offense. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. The man in motion is Zacchaeus. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Chris Jenkins there on the tackle. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Eckler.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
This one is caught by Dotson. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They run it once more with Eckler. And he'll get forward for a couple. Veteran Trey Hendrickson there on the stop. Here comes 3rd and 6. Back to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. From the gun, it's a give to Eckler. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch, found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. He'll drop to throw. That's caught by Eckler. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Now he'll run it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
Now Dan Quinn will send out the field goal unit. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Commanders add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. On 1st and 10, Burrow. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment and He had no choice but to throw it away.
And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
First and 10. Burrow to throw. Over the middle, that's Burton. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for second down and 4. To throw is Burrow. This one taken in by Renfro. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team. Burrow now. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Jermaine Burton, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second and goal. Back to throw, Burrow. That is caught. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to...
Zach Taylor not liking that last call all that much, and out comes the challenge flag. They're looking both at the feet to see if 2 were down, but also whether or not he had full possession of the football when those feet were down. So that challenge, a successful one. McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals are able to edge a bit closer. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. To the outside, into the hands of McClurry.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Off the zone read, Daniels gonna hang on to it. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Daniels now going to look to throw. Now they'll set up the screen to Eckler. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. He'll get this out wide. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Out of the gun, they give it to Eckler. And he'll work his way down inside the 30. Shooing off 7 yards on that one. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Here's Eckler. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
And he'll bring it inside the red zone. Finding space. Gain of 7. Inside the 20. Second down and 3. On the handoff, this is Eckler. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5. Dotson, the man in motion. On play action, Daniels. He's got it at the 3. And he's in. Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Commanders. That his second touchdown tonight. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is Turner. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Brown. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half, the defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Here's Brown. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
And he's going to have the first down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, Burrow. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. He's going to have the first down, and that one good for 9, and the drive continues. Throwing is Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They go play action for Burrow. He's going to run it. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the first down. So we are through 3. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. Looking to convert for the third time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. Burrow. Inside the 10, it is caught. He is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals are able to cut into the deficit. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. That one secured by the tight end Bates. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Daniels. Set up the screen, out wide, it's Brown. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
And this will be incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
Only need a yard, and it's 4th down. They'll indeed go. It's Daniels. And he's going to have the 1st down. An aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on 4th down. They'll go play action here with Daniels. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Play action. Here's Daniels. This pressure is relentless. They get him again.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. So it's going to bring up 4th down. The Commanders going to send out their field goal unit. This one from 39 yards out. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Commanders will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Good return, but he pays the price at the end. Picked up and thrown down. The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To throw is Burrow. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
This hasn't been his best game by any means, but what I really like, Mike, is regardless of the score, regardless of the time of the game, he is out there battling. He's doing everything in his power to chip away and see if he can get his team back in this game here in the fourth quarter. They've got to find a way to capitalize in this drive. Continue to cut into that deficit. Every possession is critical. Take advantage when you have the ball.
There's that man again. Another catch. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. They bring Chase in motion. Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a 1st down. Now, Burrow. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Burrow here on 2nd down. Quickly, this one out to Chase. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals are able to cut the deficit to 10. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Throwing on 2nd down, Daniels. He runs with it.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
On 3rd down, here is Eckler. They'll bring him down right at the 35, but that is good enough. They pick up the 1st down. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Daniels to throw on second down. This one is caught by Dotson. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Off the bootleg, here's Daniels. He keeps it himself.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first, so it'll bring up 4th down. The Commanders going to send out their field goal unit. This, about as short as you can get. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Commanders will extend their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Burrow. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man,
oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Commanders come up with it. In the pocket, looking to throw the ball, but the defense was looking right at the ball. They knock it away and come up with the turnover.
Mike, we see so often a quarterback is so focused, keeping his eyes down the field, looking for one of his receivers to work himself free, that they lose track of where the defenders are. And I think that's exactly what happened here. The defender closed on him quicker than he might have thought, knocks the ball loose, creating the takeaway.
They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll run here with Eckler. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Robinson. He slams it in there, and he is in. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. Out comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense to take over once more. And he has had all sorts of trouble in this one. Your quarterback has to take care of the ball, and he has not. Turning it over in the air, turning it over as a fumbler. You just cannot win football games in this league when the quarterback's giving the defense the ball, and that's what he's done in this one. Burrow now to throw on first down. Taken in by Gesicki. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. That ball is caught on the sideline, and both feet inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a 1st down. Back to throw, Burrow. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Gesicki, the man in motion. Quick throw here is complete. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. 2nd down, Burrow. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the veteran linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
So, a win here on the road for the Commanders. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So, that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Good night from Cincinnati.